I just made it to Ferrari Maserati of Long Island in Plainview, New York. So today I'm going to be showing you their inventory, and they have one of the nicest inventories I've ever seen a Ferrari dealership have. They have tons of special cars. They have a Pista inside. I hope that's still there. They also have a ton of Speciales, and they also have a separate building down there that houses a McLaren P1 among other awesome cars. So we're going to check those cars out as well. But first, let's take a look inside the showroom and see what they've got. So one of the first cars in the front of the showroom here is this 2015 Ferrari 458 SA Aperta for $679,900 Rosso Corsa. You've got the trio of carbon fiber louvers right there next to the headlights. And I love this wheel design with the red brake calipers. This thing is beautiful. Right next to it is an F12 Berlinetta, $271,995, black interior. And next to that is another F12 Berlinetta in Bianco Avas with this gorgeous red interior. Just take a look at this. I will say I'm not a fan of these seats, but this red interior is beautiful. Next to that is a Portofino. And next to that is a 430, another Speciale, a coupe, which means it's not worth as much since the Aperta is worth between $600,000 and $700,000. The coupe is only worth between $300,000 and $400,000. And over here is the $3 million Ferrari LaFerrari. It's named LaFerrari, which means the Ferrari, to denote that it is the definitive Ferrari. And look how stunning this thing is. It said sold since I came here over 2 months ago. So I don't know if it's actually sold or if they just put that there, but this thing is so beautiful. And right next to that is one of the cheapest Ferraris you can buy, a Portofino. It's a nice Ferrari, but this is, as I mentioned, the Ferrari. What I love about Ferrari Long Island is all the different magazines and books they have on display. I love how they showcase the history of Ferrari, also with the photos on the walls. And over here is the 2011 Ferrari 599 SA Aperta, and guess how much this car is worth? This car goes for over $1 million. How crazy is that? It's basically a convertible 599, hence Aperta in the name. This thing looks so beautiful in this white paint. It looks like the same white paint on this F12, so I would say it's the same white Bianco Avas. Guess what used to be parked in this spot many months ago? A Ferrari Enzo. So this spot is reserved for the special cars, and the successor to the Enzo, the LaFerrari, is just over there. Pista sitting in the showroom. This one with silver wheels. You can also get optional carbon fiber wheels on the Pista, and Ferrari claims that those wheels weigh 40% less than those on the 488 GTB. Love the carbon fiber here as well as on the side skirts there. Black Alcantara interior. I love Ferrari's interiors, as well as the carbon fiber here and the carbon fiber rear diffuser, and of course the carbon fiber in the engine bay. That is beautiful. Next to that is a Speciale Aperta, and then over there is a Speciale Coupe. How sinister is this Speciale? Black with the black stripes and the white outline, the red brake calipers for a pop of color. Over here you have some Maseratis, and if we take a look at this space here, this is like the waiting room here. This space is so cool. It's filled with tons of Ferrari memorabilia, history of Ferrari books, tons of news articles, and photos. And this is my favorite thing in the room, the timeline of Ferrari, starting all the way at 1947. Ferrari has such a rich racing history, so I'm glad that they display that in this dealership. And this is one of my favorite XX cars, the FXXK Evo, based on the LaFerrari. How sick does that thing look? I still haven't seen one in person yet. The only XX car I've seen is the 599XX Evo, F12 Berlinetta book, 612 Scaglietti, and I read this book last time I was here, the official Ferrari book, 1947 to 1997. So let's go upstairs and take a look at the rest of their inventory. So up here they have way more Ferraris than they do downstairs, and this is the most special one on the floor, the new 488 Pista. So they have two Pistas in their showroom, one downstairs and one right here, both Rosso Corsa. I love the carbon fiber accents. Side skirts, I've also got carbon fiber on the front splitter over here, and you've got this unique S-duct hood, and you can actually see the ground when you look in here. See my shoe right there? How cool is that? And I love the back of this car with the carbon fiber, and that rear diffuser is so aggressive. So now let's hop in and take a look at the interior of the Ferrari 488 Pista. So keep in mind this is a track-focused weapon and the successor to the 458 Speciale. So there's carbon fiber everywhere on this car, on the door sills, on the doors, the shell of the seats, on the steering wheel, and just all throughout this interior to save weight. So right now I'm sitting inside the Pista. You've got two screens, one on the left, one on the right, and then your tachometer in the center. You just pull this strap here to shut the door. And now the door is shut. So I don't have the key to this Pista, so I can't start it, but we can take a look at the interior. So you've got your climate control buttons and switches down there, as well as your major dials and buttons to control the two screens in the instrument cluster. You also have buttons for the car on the steering wheel itself, so you've got your drive mode selector right here, and the person who last drove this car kept it in brace, so they're very smart. You've also got the engine start stop button over here, suspension, headlights, turn signals, and your windshield wipers. You've got carbon fiber paddle shifters. You've got leather on both sides of the steering wheel, and then exposed carbon on the bottom and on the top with your shift lights up here. You've also got carbon fiber surrounding these buttons to the left of the steering wheel, and of course your headlight switch over there and your parking brake. Since this door is mostly carbon fiber, it reminds me a lot of the Aventador SVJ door, and if you haven't seen my video on that car yet, be sure to check it out because this is very similar to that. I mean, of course they're both track weapons, they both need to save weight, so they have carbon fiber on the doors, so then the buttons just awkwardly fit in here on the door. So you've got buttons to open the fuel cap, the front trunk, and then of course your mirror switch over here, the strap to close the door, which is Alcantara, and it does feel quite sturdy, it's not flimsy. And then you've got your door handle right here, you just lift this up to exit the car, and you have a net down here for storage, and I don't even think the SVJ has that if I remember correctly. They do have nets behind the seats though, just like this Pista does. You've got a USB port in the center there, some storage over here. Your window switches are in the center, same with the hazard lights button, and some additional buttons on this carbon fiber piece here. And it appears you have a cup holder right there, so that's practical. But something to note is that these seats almost feel like cardboard. They're very stiff, they hold you in well, and that's their purpose, is to hold you in well when you're ripping this car around the track. So they're definitely not designed for comfort. And same with the SVJ seats. The SVJ seats feel the exact same way. They feel like cardboard, they hug you tight, and they're not very comfortable. They're not comfortable like what you'd find in a 488. They're manually adjustable, so you've got a bar underneath the seat to move the seat forwards or backwards, And that's pretty much it. You can also, I believe, adjust the seat, the back of the seat, with this lever right here. So that's one more customization feature than the SVJ has. You can't even do that in the Aventador SVJ. And of course, you've got the Ferrari prancing horse stitched into the headrests. You have no floor mats in this car, just like in the 458 Speciale. And you also have a fire extinguisher on the passenger side of the car. You've got an Alcantara dashboard, Alcantara on the top and the bottom, and then you have this nice perforated leather to break up the Alcantara. You've got an AC vent here on the driver's side, here in the center, another one hidden here in the center, and then one on the right side for the passenger. You also have 488 Pista branding on the right side of the dashboard, and then you also have an Alcantara roof liner with red stitching, and your cabin lights up here. So that's a basic run through of the interior of this track beast, the 488 Pista. So the Pista has a V8 engine that produces a whopping 710 horsepower, which is 115 more horsepower than that in the 458 Speciale, and 50 more horsepower than that in the 488 GTB. 0 to 60 is estimated at just 2.9 seconds. 0 to 124 miles per hour is just 7.6 seconds, and the top speed is estimated to be around 211 miles per hour. So this thing's definitely quick, fast, and powerful. You also get 586 pound-feet of torque out of the 3.9 liter twin-turbo V8 engine, and although I can't start this one today, take my word for it, this thing sounds awesome. So that's the 488 Pista. You've also got a 458 Spider, another 458 Spider, an F430 Spider in yellow, and a bunch more 458s over here. A coupe, Spider, coupe, Spider, Spider. Check out the interior on this 458 Italia. It's brown, and I especially love this steering wheel. You don't see brown often. You see tan often in Ferraris, but not brown. And this one has red interior. I would prefer if the prancing horses were in a contrast color, but because they're just embossed, I don't think you can get them in a contrast color. But this is still a nice interior. I like how the dashboard is black, but the steering wheel and the seats are red. Same with back here and on the floor. You've got a few F12s over here. This one's in Rosso Corsa with black and red leather interior. And over here is probably my second favorite car on this showroom up here. 458 Speciale Coupe, white exterior, black and red interior. You've got the Alcantara, you've got the mesh to save weight. Surprisingly, this one doesn't have an exposed carbon fiber rear diffuser, but it does of course have the carbon fiber in the engine bay. Let's hop in here. Carbon fiber door sills, carbon fiber on the doors. The net in the Pista is bigger than the net here in the Speciale. So this interior is very similar to the Pista's interior. You do have some differences, like the shape of the dashboard over there, as well as the storage compartment over here is a bit different in the Pista. And in the Pista you have the mirror switch on the door, whereas in the Speciale I believe it's right here. But other than that, the seats are extremely similar and the interior as a whole is very similar. So now let's head back downstairs and visit their separate building to check out the insane cars they have in there. Got a 430 Spider here, probably going on test drives. Actually, first let's take a look back there. They have some of their inventory stashed back there as well. They had a black Lamborghini Urus there, but they have a GT3 RS back here, 2019 AMG G63, a yellow Maserati Gran Turismo. Yep, they have a 2019 Mercedes AMG G63, the G-Wagon, with the Panamericana grille in the front. That's all new for the 2019s. You've got the LED headlights with the halo. You've got the brush guard on the lower front bumper. And this one does not have the night package, because if it did, this brush guard would be black. Same with the mirrors, and I believe the fenders would be black as well. And these are my my favorite wheels on this car. You can also get them in matte black, but these here are silver with red brake calipers. This is a great spec, although it does need the night package. I've also got a GTC4 Lusso here, some Maseratis, a Nissan GTR. Let's go check out that Porsche GT3 RS. It's the previous generation, not the current generation. You've also got a 911 Turbo S exclusive series cabriolet, and you know it's the exclusive series because these two carbon fiber stripes on the front lid, and this one has the optional $18,000 carbon fiber wheels, the center lock wheels. These are sick. So not only do they look cool, but they also save weight. You've got carbon fiber here, carbon fiber on the mirrors, and something to note is that you've got the Porsche exclusive manufacturer badges on both sides of the car. And if we come around to the back, you've got carbon fiber back here, as well as a carbon fiber rear diffuser with black exhaust tailpipes, and exclusive series branding right there. Right next to it is a 2016 Lava Orange GT3 RS, and you can tell it's from 2016 and then it's the previous generation because it has the clear tail lights. And also, if we go to the front of the car, you'll see it has no NACA ducts on the front hood. The NACA ducts are on the latest generation of the GT3 RS, and they're also on the GT2 RS, and they cool the carbon ceramic brakes, but the previous generation doesn't have them. So that's the main way to tell the difference between the previous generation and the current generation of the GT3 RS. So we're approaching their separate building that houses the likes of McLaren P1, I believe 5 Pistas. Last time I was here there were 5. I'm not sure if there's still 5 right now. I guess we'll find out. So that should be exciting to see. So the Lamborghini Urus I mentioned is actually back there, but it looks like they only have 4 Pistas right now, and I've been meaning to see this for a while. The Mercedes-AMG SL65 Black Series. This car is sick. This car is from 2009 and they're asking $199,900 for it. It's black on black. It has 8,200 miles on it. It of course has a V12 engine. It's one of only 175 models imported to the USA. So this car is based on the regular AMG SL65, but the Black Series, further modified by AMG engineers, brings the performance of this car into supercar territory. So they reduced the weight by removing the convertible top mechanism and giving it a carbon fiber roof. You also have other carbon fiber parts such as the front splitter, the hood, the trunk lid, and the rear wing. It has these sick flared fenders, massive brakes, and lightweight wheels. So this car has a 6-liter V12 engine that makes 661 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque, and it is rear-wheel drive. Just look how dark those taillights are. They also have this cool F12 Berlinetta and a Bach Mono. This thing is $200,000, which is the same price of this AMG SL65 Black Series. How crazy is that? Over here we've got an Aventador Coupe. They're asking over $300,000 for this. They have an 812 Superfast over here, and they don't have 5 Pistas, but they do have 4 Pistas. 2 red ones, this matte silver one, and a black one. So I've seen these two and that one last time I came, but this one here is new. It's got the S-duct front hood, black wheels, yellow brake calipers to match the Ferrari shields on the side of the car. You've also got the carbon fiber accents in the front. Over here they have the $1.2 million Ferrari F12 TDF. TDF stands for Tour de France, and it's the track-focused, hardcore version of the regular F12 Berlinetta. You've got the carbon fiber in the front, as well as carbon fiber on the side of the car here. You've also got carbon fiber back here, and a carbon fiber rear diffuser. This car is a beast, and they're asking $1.2 million for this thing. And right next to that is the McLaren P1, which also goes for around $1.5 to $2 million. We've got the carbon fiber mirrors, carbon fiber front splitter, carbon fiber all over this car. So the main difference between these two cars is that this one is a hybrid and this one isn't. Over here you've got some 458s. So although those 4 Pistas are cool, I would say the coolest cars in this building are these two right here. So that was my visit to Ferrari Maserati of Long Island. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.